Time to make a video chronicling, is that a word? Chronicling what I've done here, just so I don't forget how I did it. So I'm mainly making this video for me. I know, how selfish. But if you can get something out of it, then awesome. Basically, what I started with was a blank canvas. I know, what a shock, a blank canvas. But it was blank up here and black acrylic down here. Dried. I used a sort of a clear gel up here, which is a secret formula that I've developed over the past decade. Painting medium of my own. And colors up here, just basically titanium white, Payne's gray, Prussian blue, some alizarin crimson here and there, and some black. I don't even remember what black I used. Most of these cloud shapes were done with a fan brush. Something like that. And the main thing with clouds is you want to avoid the big cauliflower in the sky. As one painter said, the big cauliflower in the sky is evil. You don't want to look like, people do all these circles, but you want to be a little bit more random when you do this. And it's sufficiently blended. I didn't over blend it, just enough to get it to the point to where it looked good to me. Okay, so when I first did this, it was pretty much all dark storm clouds except for this blue up here. But then I realized that I needed some light. I needed a light source. So I cut this hole kind of in the sky just with titanium white and a little bit of red. Okay, and I just kind of put that in. And then I softened it, blended it, overlapped it again with the dark stuff to make it look like it's in the background. Obviously your light source, the sun, is always behind the clouds. It's never the other way. So you got to have that look of implosion. And then I just did streaks down here to indicate the light rays. Okay, so down here I did more clear gel, and into that was a mix of 3 black. See if I can remember this. It was 3 parts black, I believe 1 part sap green, 1 part phthalo green, and 1 part Prussian blue. It might have been a little bit less, maybe even less than that with the Prussian blue, because it has more of a green cast. In fact, that's pretty close to the way it was, but there may have been more sap green in there, in with the black more than anything else. And then just to put the waves in, it was just a mix of titanium white and Payne's gray, mostly. Initially, just to put the waves in. But for some of the shadow areas, I did add more, maybe more black, some more blue. It all depends. One thing that I'm learning with Seascapes is, for me anyway, the blended look is much more effective than the wild look. I gotta remind myself of that. That's just what works for me. I like to really blend these waves. It just seems to help the illusion more than the rough look. A little bit of roughness here and there to indicate a wave that's being blown, by the wind or whatever is fine. But by the time I got down here to this wave, I think this wave was actually pretty good. But I'm just going to leave this because it's alright. I'm okay with that. I just wish I probably would have blended some of this a little bit more. But I'm going to leave it alone. Rock was a mix of, I think it was Van Dyke brown, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, and the highlight here is basically a Venetian red that was probably dulled down by something or other. I don't remember what, but the little bit of the highlight here is Venetian red, probably with Payne's gray or black or something to gray it down. And when I put it on with the knife, see if I can find my knife here. So with the knife, it's basically just, I would bounce it. I don't just scrape like some people do. I'm actually just bouncing it, and that'll give you a lot of texture there. Maybe I should zoom in a little bit on that, if it'll let me. So you get a lot of this texture here. And that texture also helps you when you go in to put this mist and this foam. That roughness will actually show through that mist, and it'll make it look like there's a rock there. All an illusion, of course, but that's what painting is, making an illusion. Basically, at this stage, the painting isn't quite done, but this whole thing is bone dry. And what I plan to do from this point is I'm going to oil it out using probably some liquid and some linseed oil. And the whole point of oiling out, when you paint and it dries, sometimes you lose quite a bit of, I don't know, the intensity sometimes. Because that's just happened. That's what happens when oil paint dries, is you lose a little bit. So when you oil it out, that actually will restore some of those values, tints, tones, and stuff like that with your painting. And once I oil it out, I'm planning on probably glazing the foam down here to darken it. Probably add maybe some birds, seagulls or whatever, kind of just flying around. I might glaze some more color, various colors into the wave, maybe some, just to kind of complement the green, maybe some reddish tones, orange, that sort of thing. So, and then at that point, after I do oil it out and put some details in there, I think it should be a finished painting. So, there you go. So this is a glaze of Payne's Gray, the dark sienna. It's really thin. I just use liquid. I don't know, it's a little light and it's a little brown. I'll just rub that back. Let's just try straight Payne's Gray. This is in shadow, so it shouldn't be so bright like I have it. There we go. Don't make fun. Rembrandt used to use his finger to blend like this. So there. Okay. Kind of in increments here. The light's coming down and it's coming. This is kind of a big wave, so this is in shadow. But it kind of dips down here, so light can shoot through there.